Good morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is the Two Dumb Yinzers. This is episode 375. 375, guys. Good morning. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. I am feeling the flow. It's football week.
It is football week, guys. We're only 3 days away, of course, from the Pittsburgh Steelers' first preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Friday. Before we get started, I do want to mention something to our listeners because it's pretty big. Guys, this is the 90-year anniversary of the Primanti Brothers.
Yeah.
Today, they have a deal. Yeah, you're going to like this. Today, the deal at all locations of the Primanti Brothers, everywhere, no matter where you are. If you're in the stadium, if you're down in Myrtle Beach, wherever there's a Primanti Brothers, go there because today, when you buy one sandwich at regular price, you get the second one for 33 cents. 33 cents, guys.
I like it.
The year that they were founded was 1933, the same year as the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is the 90-year celebration. Every location Primanti's that you go to today, you buy one Primanti sandwich, you get the second one, 33 cents. Also, all month long to celebrate the birthday of the Primanti Brothers, you could get the 4-pack of sandwiches for $19.33. 4 Primanti Brothers sandwiches for $19.33, and that's all month long to celebrate 90 years of Primanti Brothers.
As if you need more reasons to go to Primanti Brothers. Okay.
33 cents a sandwich. I think it's crazy not to do this.
You would be crazy not to.
You can't get anything for 33 cents now. Nothing.
No.
Even things that are free cost more than 33 cents.
You can't get 33 pieces of penny candy for 33 cents anymore.
It's insane to me. But there you have it, everybody. Get down to all Primanti
that is the deal of the century.
Participating. It is the deal of the century.
Did Kyle Dubas and Omar Khan come up with this deal?
Yes.
That sounds like something they would do.
Kyle Dubas certainly has his hand in this, no two ways about it, and Omar Khan as well. I'm really thinking this one over, guys, because you can't not do this. Come on. Don't complain the rest of the year.
Exactly.
If you don't do this, because maybe in another 10 years when they have the 100-year anniversary, we'll see it again, but it's going to be a while. I want to start with some football today. Mike, he got a hold of me briefly before the show with a little bit of scoop that I wasn't seeing. Mike, tell me, maybe even if you have a graphic, put it up and show me what you were talking about, because this sounds like some bullshit.
It does sound like some BS. Hold, I'm pulling it up now. I'm probably not going to pull it up on screen. I just have to. Oh my God. Okay. This is Colin Cowherd. His 10 players who he thinks will be first ballot Hall of Famers.
These are the players that are playing right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have Patrick Mahomes. The way his career's going. Yeah. I can see that,
okay.
right away. Who else does he have on here? He has Travis Kelce.
I've seen this bull crap, Mike.
So we have Patrick Mahomes. I agree. Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
I could see it first ballot. Travis Kelce. Yeah, him and Gronk might be the two best tight ends of this era, this generation. Trent Williams, arguably the best left tackle in football right now and has been for a long time. I can see that. Aaron Donald, lock for me. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Here's where it gets a little tricky. Jason Kelce, I think he's a Hall of Famer. First ballot Hall of Famer as a center. He does have a Super Bowl, so he might make it in, but it's hard. We know how, if you're not a tackle on the offensive line, it's hard to get in. Bobby Wagner, really good linebacker. Thought he was a damn good linebacker. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
These are Colin Cowherd's locks, right? This
locks.
Is the
Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. Justin Tucker.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a Von
Probably
Miller.
The best kicker ever.
Von Miller. Von Miller to me is a damn good outside linebacker. He's a Hall of Famer. Then Myles Garrett. I like Myles Garrett. I think he's a good defensive player in the 4-3. Do I think he's a Hall of Famer? No. Where's TJ Watt? TJ Watt, he's tied with the most sacks in the NFL. In
Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. He has better credentials than some of these guys on here. He doesn't have them.
See,
like,
that's
are
insane.
you insane? Like Miles, like this list was good until you got to Myles Garrett.
The only thing about Myles Garrett that gets me is this. This is the only thing. You don't know much about him, and the only thing you really know about Myles Garrett is his name. There's no highlights that just overtook the took the way with him doing something amazing. There's no player of the year. There's no defensive player of the year. There's no sack leaders in the league. What is it about this guy? Because I certainly, and here's the thing, I'm going to look at this in a non-biased way. I'm going to talk to you like we're talking about 10 guys that should be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to put my Pittsburgh bias aside. I honestly 100% can't imagine that they would consider him at this point in his career a lock for the Hall of Fame. Like I said, name anything besides his name that you would recognize. The only reason that people know that Myles Garrett is good because they get on TV and they tell you that Myles Garrett is good. There's no time that I can recall watching a football game where I could remember him taking over the game, dominating in the sense where I think, wow, this guy is one of the best in the league. It honestly has never happened. And again, I take my Pittsburgh bias aside and say this because I could honestly, truly, from deep down inside say I cannot understand how he could make this list of 10 people. Okay, let's take TJ Watt aside, and let's not even, okay, I think he does belong on that list. However, let's just take him aside. Again, looking at this list, Myles Garrett would be the one person that I would say a lock, a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, to me, Myles Garrett.
They never won anything. They never like nothing. They have no.
Myles Garrett is the Browns' Cam Hayward.
Yes.
Both players, but like you said, like when you watch the game, they don't like take over. They don't dominate the game, or
they just tell you how good he is on the announcers. That's
like,
all.
Like the Bosa brothers. You watch them play; they can take over.
They
a game.
Dominate.
Micah Parsons takes over a game. TJ Watt takes over a game. Von Miller takes over a game. Myles Garrett, Cam Hayward.
They tell you that he's great.
They tell you. You look at their stat sheet. They had a good game, but like you said, like, oh, I remember this game where they just totally dominated. No. I don't see it.
That's how Joe Thomas got in.
I think Joe Thomas
are different.
See, Joe Thomas, I think was one of the best tackles in a long time in the NFL. I think he was just a damn good tackle. He was one of the best.
As many times as the Browns have won the rushing title, as many times as Browns quarterbacks have been sacked and has not, allowed the team to be a great team or a good team, even for that matter. It can make some people question how good exactly was this guy. Again, offensive linemen are different, and it's hard. They have to, they a lot of the times they tell you this is the best tackle in the league, this is the best center in the league, and generally most fans don't have a gauge to be able to tell if an offensive lineman is one of the best, one of the a mediocre or not so good. It comes down to a lot of time the announcer telling us that this is the best guard in the league. So I tend to think I don't know. I've never seen Joe Thomas do anything amazing, but I've been told enough times in my life that he is the best in the game. So if
I just know like him and James Harrison had some really good epic battles between each other, and when I lived up in this Cleveland area, a lot of games I had to watch were Brown games, and you would watch them, and like not many people would get by him. He was a dominant left tackle, so I think that was good. Like Myles Garrett,
I'm still waiting to see.
He's in that Cam Hayward category of they play very well, they put up good numbers, but they don't have that eye popping. Oh my God, they're taking over
to do something, Mike, that's notable where you would say, wow, this could land Myles Garrett in the Hall of Fame one day. Can you honestly tell me you could pick something out of your mind right now where it's that situation? No. I can't think of one. I'm seriously not one.
He's damn good. Rudolph.
The NFL's full of damn good football players.
Yeah, I think he's really good, but I just don't see.
He's the best. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than every other. Come on.
Like I said, man, I'd rather have either the Bosas. I'd rather have Micah Parsons. I'd rather have TJ
Parsons, TJ Watt, any of these guys.
Yeah,
I agree.
I just think they're more dynamic players. I can watch them and take over a game. Myles Garrett, he controls that line on his side, but he doesn't take.
It takes
over.
somebody who could take over a game to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, like I hate
and
saying
they do
it,
it consistently, week in, week out.
Cam Hayward and Myles Garrett, they're the same player. They're good. You like them that they're on your team because you know what you're going to get out of them, but they're not game changers. They can
so frustrating.
Every once in a while you can see them take over a part of a game, but not from start to finish.
Right.
Take it over. Like, Cam Hayward in the game after Franco died. He had a hell of a game. But
if we could keep resurrecting Franco and having him keep die, Cam Hayward could be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he doesn't do that consistently enough.
Right.
So, and for me, Myles Garrett's the same way. He'll have games where you watch, like, he just dominated from start to finish. In other games, like, oh, okay, he was there. Whereas like Watt, Micah Parsons,
take a trip with me, Mike.
Take it over.
Derpy, take a trip with me to last year to the game where Joe Burrow drops back the pass. He throws a ball and it gets intercepted at the line by TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are the kind of plays that I think that you can expect from Watt on any given play.
Yeah.
Watt stripping the ball away and taking it 40 yards for a touchdown in the play. There's just so many times that TJ Watt during the course of a game took over the game, changed the whole entire way the game is going. Again, it's not my Pittsburgh bias, but I just don't see it. I don't see it with Myles Garrett, and for him to be a lock, according to Colin Cowherd, for this list of Hall of Famer first-time ballots, it's insane. It's insane.
It's insane. I don't think he would. To me, he's not a Hall of Fame player. He's a Hall of very good player. He's that guy. If he's on my team, I'm rooting for him. I'm glad I have him, but he's not the dynamic take over the game presence. As even like Von Miller at his advanced age Von Miller can still take a game over. It's just. He has too much hype around him.
Let me ask you this. Let's say, and you're going to laugh that I even bring this up, and this is going to be my last point that we're going to move on. Let's say Robert Spillane gets into a scuffle with somebody on the field. The person that he's fighting falls on the ground. Robert Spillane puts his fingers in the guy's helmet and starts yanking his head. And then he pulls the helmet off the guy and proceeds to smash him over the head with the helmet. This is a serious. You find the guy that runs off the field and pushes the cameraman, and you charge him. But somebody that goes totally outside of the game, to a quarterback no less, you're trying to protect heads and quarterbacks. And again, this is not my Pittsburgh bias. This is my 100% honest opinion that in any situation, if this would happen, that's some bad shit, man. And for him to get a slap on the wrist and be continued to be called one of the best ever in the game, and he's going to the Hall of Fame first bout, is insane to me. I you know what? There's hype. There's people that are on your television every week telling you that he's one of the greatest, but I'm telling you right now, I just don't see it. Again, putting my Pittsburgh bias aside, I just don't see it.
I don't see it. Like Watt has, if Garrett's a lock, here's real quick their stats. TJ Watt, 77.5 sacks.
77.5. Okay.
So Myles Garrett has 74.5.
See, that even surprises me. I can't
combined tackles. Myles Garrett, 263. TJ Watt, 333. And Watt has 6 interceptions. Garrett doesn't. Granted,
and how many games has Watt not played? I mean, Watt spends a lot of time not playing due to injury.
Yeah,
his numbers are.
Last year he only had like that 5.5, so he missed a chunk of time. I understand, like Myles Garrett's very rarely hurt, so he's available more often, which is huge. But like their stats, they do play 2 different positions. But PFF, everyone's following that now, saying they're edge rushers. One's an outside linebacker, one's a D end in the 4-3. 2 totally different assignments. That's why Garrett has 0 interceptions. That's why Watt has more. So like I hate comparing the 2 of them, but if you want to say one's a Hall of Famer right now, guaranteed, and one isn't, and they have one that has 3 more sacks and 70 more tackles than the other, to me, the one who has more tackles, more sacks, more picks is the lock.
Absolutely.
Not the guy who has less.
Like, you gotta go with better numbers to begin with. I mean, that's common sense.
Yeah, it's just
he obviously is better than you if he has better numbers.
Yeah.
And again, you got to kind of put into consideration that TJ's injury situations have not allowed him to play as much as Myles Garrett has, and he's still
has better numbers.
The numbers are like you said, the tackles. I mean, look how many more tackles he has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just I think it, to me, it's the PFF-ification of football. Everyone wants to say people who are on the outside of the line, they're edge rushers. These guys play two totally different positions. That's why their stats are different. And my dream I would love to have Myles Garrett as my DN and Watt as my outside linebacker, because no one's going anywhere on that team. It's just
all right.
wild.
We do have to move
Pete,
forward
real quick. Yeah, I didn't play high school football, but I have no problem judging these guys.
I'm
a hater.
Football is violent. I agree, but it's an organized violence. And like boxing, you can't start punching guys in the nuts. There are rules. And this was an extreme. This was extreme. And I'm not saying that Myles Garrett's a dirty guy. It wasn't like I see him do this on everyday occasion.
Freak thing.
There was a one-time freak thing, but it was pretty bad. Again, if this was done anywhere else in the world. But we do have to move on, guys. We got a starter, guys. We have a target. We have a target for Friday night in the game against Tampa Bay. The starting quarterback has been named. Speaking of this Cleveland Browns football team, Cleveland's former quarterback Baker Mayfield will be starting. We'll be seeing Baker Mayfield Friday night. Derpy.
Derpy fell asleep.
I'm here.
We're getting a look at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. We're going to get some shots at him. I'm sure it won't be many, but that is who we will be facing.
I think this is unfair to Baker. Baker seems to do better when he has like 2 days of practice on a new team.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't need to get traded all season long.
He does, and he would be a Hall of Famer if he gets traded all the time. Baker, to me, if you put the right offense around him, he's an effective quarterback.
I couldn't agree more. I think that he's way underrated.
It has to be like a run first offense, heavy on the play action. Let him make plays that way. Let him get out of the pocket, move around. We saw that, it was working that year in Cleveland until they decided, oh, you hurt your shoulder. Oh, you hurt your throwing shoulder. Guess what? We're going to go pass first now.
Wait, isn't he their QB1?
Yeah, him and Kyle.
If I was a coach and he was my first team quarterback, I would be fine with that. There's not many things about Baker Mayfield that I have to complain about.
They have a good receiving core down there. Evans and Chris Godwin. Mike Evans might be talk about a future Hall of Famer. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin's a really good player. They have a pretty good line. I forget who their running back is, but their running game's not the greatest, but they got good pass. They have good targets to throw to.
The Steelers depth chart was released yesterday. Broderick Jones penciled in as the second string left tackle.
Boo. It's early.
If you want him for day one, then fine by me, Mike. Fine by me.
Joey Porter penciled in as second string quarterback. Darnell Washington penciled in at fourth string tight end, which none of these are a surprise. I mean, it's day one. It's depth chart one.
Yeah.
I think the one that I like the most on this depth chart that I saw, Calvin Austin III listed ahead of Gunner at kick return and punt returner. I can't wait to see. Did I say I can't wait to see? I can't wait to see Calvin Austin III returning punts, returning kicks. This is what I've waited. This is what I've waited for a year. I've been waiting for this for a year. So we're going to see Calvin Austin III fielding punts and kicks Friday night, fellows.
I can't wait. And speaking of Calvin Austin, Mike Tomlin was asked about him, and he's like, he's acting like he's been here, like he's not a rookie, that he's been in the system, which is what they wanted to see out of him. Even though he missed that whole off season, he's not acting like a rookie. He's not playing like a rookie. So he's, right where he should be. It's not someone trying to play catch up. I can't wait. I want to see him play. He had a lot of hype around him last year just because of that speed, and like we kind of know the track record of getting guys in Pittsburgh who are just known for speed. Looking at you, Chris Rainey, who flamed out of the league. Hopefully Calvin Austin can be the real deal, because if he is, we finally got one. We finally got a speedster.
I can't wait to see Calvin Austin the third play. I can't wait. Like I said, this is one of the things that I couldn't wait all year. Last year I was excited when we drafted. We stole him from the Ravens. They were pissed off. I wanted to see him in the game making a difference. We are going to get that opportunity this weekend, Friday night. Also, one other thing with the Steelers, former Oregon State star and Baltimore Ravens offensive lineman Brandon Kipper is working out for the Steelers. I don't know if you know anything about Brandon Kipper, Mike, but
I
this
never
is a
heard of him.
name I've
He's
never
just a
heard
name.
of before, but I did read that he is working with our line right now, trying out. And, we're constantly looking for ways to improve our offensive line. So
He's a camp body at this point, see if something's there.
Guys, we do got to move on. Of course, the show flies. Pirates win. Pirates win. They beat the best team in baseball. Here you go. You're facing the best team in baseball. The Braves come in with a 70-39 record. They put on the hill Spencer Strider, who has the most strikeouts in the league. And the Pittsburgh Pirates find a way to beat this team.
I don't get it.
Oh yeah. You had Connor. They had a six-run third inning.
Mm-hmm.
The Pirates chased Spencer Strider, the best pitcher in the National League, has the most strikeouts in the entire league. They chase him after 2 2/3 of an inning out of the game. They score 6 runs in the third inning.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Joe home run. He got 2 RBIs, a run. Triola has 2 RBIs, couple hits. Piguero has a couple hits, an RBI and a run. It was unbelievable what I saw. It was unbelievable. This is the same team that comes out and lays goose eggs on a regular basis against teams that that they should be on the field with, and they beat the best team in baseball with the best pitcher in baseball, 7-6 after a long. It was about an hour rain delay. They come back. They finally finish the game. The Pirates win this game 7-6. Vito throws 4 innings, gives up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, and 3 Ks. Bednar gets the save. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I'll say this team, man, ever since like the last round of call-ups with the youngsters, they've been over 500.
Yeah,
been playing their best baseball since the first month of the year. That is an encouraging sign that these, they are winning. They're especially like with a lot of the younger talent. So that's an encouraging sign. Hopefully they can keep it up. I'm not going to get too optimistic now this late in the season, but these are good signs of moving forward. Factor that in to where they didn't trade Bednar, they didn't trade Keller, they got rid of dead weight. So things might be moving in the right direction, but with all things Pirates, pump your brakes.
Like I always say, like I've been saying, this is the best trade deadline that I can say that we've had in 10 years. I remember, right before we headed to the playoffs 10 years ago, we went out and got Marlon Byrd. We went out and got Justin Morneau. I thought that was a sure win. But you know what? This is the best trade deadline I think that we had since then. And you know what? The lack of moves, the lack of big names moving around, I think is what made it so effective. But they still were active to where you could say, well, you can't say they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I thought this was the smartest trade dedeadline the Pirates had, at least in the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mike, yeah, go ahead.
I was just agreeing with you. Sorry.
Game 2 of 4, which I'm sure is going to go horribly wrong from this point on. We're excited because we just beat them and beat the best pitcher.
It's all downhill from here, folks.
It's all downhill from here. Game 2 of 4 tonight, 7:05. Mitch Keller on the mound with a 9-8. Boy, did that record change over the past 6 weeks.
Yeah.
9-8 record, 4.35 ERA with 150 strikeouts. Versus Yanni Chirinos. Yanni has a 5-4 record, of 4.42 ERA and 39 strikeouts on the season.
Oh, which means we will get like 2 hit tonight. We rock the best pitcher in baseball.
That's exactly what that means.
This guy comes in, we're not going to be able to do shit.
That is exactly what that means, Mike. The Pirates right at this moment are 51-61. They got their record to 10 games back. They are 10 games under 500, and they are back to 9 games out of first place. So that's where we are. That is where we are here on August 8th.
Like I saw on Bucco Twitter, one of the fans was like, "Hey, we didn't get the 10th win until September last year. So I don't know why everyone's complaining."
Yeah.
I'm Bucco fans, baby. I wish I had that optimism.
Mike, I got one more list for you. This is a list that you're not going to enjoy, but you're not going to hate. But this list was from the Trib. I got from the Trib yesterday. The Trib gave a list of the top They gave me the top 20 Pitt players
I saw this one
from the 21st century. Now I cut off the last 10 because we only have a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the top 10 Pitt players to come out of Pittsburgh University in the 21st century. I'm going to do this kind of quick because we are getting late on time here. Top 10. I'm going to start with number 10 and move upwards. Number 10, the receiver Antonio Bryant. Antonio Bryant.
He's a good player. Good player.
According to the Trib, he was the 10th best player out of Pitt this century. Number 9. Again, this is going off of Pitt performance.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Number 9, Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison. Of course,
I want to consider it because he went to USC.
Minnesota, but what he did here when he was here was just it was outstanding. The numbers were amazing. Probably better than
Kenny Pickett made him.
Number 8, Kalijah Cansey, the first round tackle to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who I don't think we'll see him Friday because I do believe he got hurt.
Yeah.
But number 8 on this list, Kalijah Cansey. Number 7, Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd from the other side of Pittsburgh and Clareton, I'm sorry, wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. He comes in at number 8. P on the board. Broadway Joe played at Alabama, but he grew up right next to the town I'm in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Back to the list. So far, we have Antonio Bryant, Jordan Addison, Kalijah Cansey, Tyler Boyd. Number 6 is James Conner. James Conner.
Yeah, I was about to say if he isn't on there.
Yeah. Who was more amazing, especially in this past 10 years out of the backfield than James Conner? Number 5, Shady McCoy. We just talked about Shady yesterday. I believe Shady is a Hall of Famer. They had number 5 have Shady McCoy.
Hey, I thought McCoy was in the 1990s, but my God, I'm old.
You are old.
The time flies and it merges together.
Number 4, by the performances they had at Pitt, Kenny Pickett. He passes Dan Marino all time in passing yards and a bunch of other things while leading the team to the ACC championship. Number 3, these 3 players, whether your opinions went one way or another on the last 7, these 3, I don't think
you can't argue.
You can't argue. Number 3 all time, just went in the Hall of Fame. The Saturday afternoon, I'm sorry, Darrelle Revis. Number 3, best Pitt player this century. Number 2, from Penn Hills, Aaron Donald.
Wow.
Aaron Donald.
I thought he would be number 1.
Number 2 is Aaron Donald. And finally, number one, the best player from Pitt University this century, Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz.
Fitz.
Yeah, he had a dominant college career.
Anybody could dispute this. So let me give it to you. We'll go the correct way from 1 to 10. Number 1, Larry Fitzgerald. 2, Aaron Donald. 3, Darrelle Revis. 4, Kenny Pickett. 5, Shady McCoy. 6, James Conner. 7, Tyler Boyd. 8, Kalijah Cansey. 9, Jordan Addison. And 10, Antonio Bryant. Not too bad. Not a bad list of guys.
No, Addison. Addison and Pickett, without each other, I don't think either of them are where they are. Because remember, man, Pickett had a bad first 4 years, and that last year was an amazing year. And then Addison had that great year too. So both those two helped each other out immensely. They both made each other a lot of money.
Yes, absolutely, man. So good luck to both of them. Good luck to everybody on this list and the people that had already ran through their career. Fantastic job. A lot of you guys are heading to the Hall of Fame. So, Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
Yinzers.com. Everything you need for us is there. Bob Nothing merch. Yes, Pirates won a game. They're playing a little bit better, but he's still not going to do enough for you. So you buy your Bob Nothing merch. Let him know that you hate him and you love us.
There you go. Today, guys, we got another Atlanta Braves question because the Braves are who the Pirates are playing. And again, it's not going to be long. It's going to be all football. So I am going to do this the last few days here. Atlanta Braves trivia. Let's do this. Which Braves manager holds the all-time record for ejections in Major League Baseball? I'm looking for the Braves manager who holds the all-time record for ejections in the MLB. We're going to let the guys think this over. We are live 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Monday through Sunday, every week, 11:30 a.m. right here in the show that we do every day. The new show we do every day gets uploaded over on Spotify at 8 p.m. every day. So if you want to listen to the show in podcast form every day, the brand new show goes up on Spotify at 8 p.m.
Like Duke football, my God, talk about a dead zone. B, you're right. Sheesh.
Which Braves manager holds the all-time record for ejections? Is the question of the day, guys. I'm looking for a Braves manager. The one that holds the all-time record. Nobody's got ejected more than this guy here. I'm going to start with let me start with Derpy. Derpy, do you have any idea?
Derpy.
No. Can I have choices?
No, because it would make it way too easy.
Okay.
But I'll give you a hint. It was in me and Mike's lifetime. It was definitely in me and Mike's lifetime. And possibly yours. I'm not doing the math with your birthday in my head at the moment.
Braves?
The Braves. His chat GBT is not working fast enough.
It is not.
Henry Aaron, I don't know.
Henry Aaron. Is this your final answer? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just gonna say you didn't know, and then we're gonna say Hank Aaron. All right, Michael. Which Braves manager holds the all-time record for ejections in the major leagues? I think that you probably know this just because we lived it. Who do you think?
Bobby Cox.
Bobby Cox. Is this your final answer?
Yes.
All right, got you locked in with Bobby Cox. Question of the day: which Braves manager holds the all-time record for ejections in the majors? Mike says Bobby Cox. Derpy might as well have said Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
But he says Hank Aaron. The answer, of course, is Bobby Cox. Yes, Bobby Cox. I'm not sure what year he finished, so I had a hard time.
He was the only Braves manager that came to mind.
Derpy, Morton, P. Morton actually got it right. P on the board says the old white dude from the 90s. That is correct. I would have accepted that answer.
You know what? That is spot on.
Yeah.
That is like what 31 out of the 32 MLB managers.
But yes, Bobby Cox is the answer. So great job, guys. Anybody got anything, Mike? You got anything before we take off for today?
I do. Real quick, did anyone see what happened to the Baltimore Orioles announcer?
No.
He got suspended.
I did.
Accurately reporting the struggles of the Baltimore Orioles against who was it, the Tampa Bay Rays. Read the graphic word for word, didn't say anything bad about the team because they're turning it around a little bit, and they suspended him for it.
That wasn't all. Yeah.
Yeah. What's he supposed to do? Go out there and be like North Korea? The Baltimore Orioles have won their 273rd game in a row. All is well. All is well.
Right.
This is ridiculous. Yes, you kind of want your announcers to be, talk up your home team, but you also want them to be honest. That's what makes the greats great. Look at someone like Mike Lang. He always was. The Penguins played bad. He would say they played bad.
All he did was gave you facts.
Yeah, and that's all this guy did too. And this ownerships are so sensitive now. It's a joke. It's a farce.
Derpy.
I said this recently.
Okay.
Go get Primanti Brothers sandwich.
Yes, that's where I was going to go to, guys. Primanti Brothers 90-year celebration here in Pittsburgh. All locations. Go get one sandwich. Regular price. Get the second sandwich 33 cents. You really can't beat that. You really are not going to find a deal like this. 33 cents for your second sandwich, and also all month long at all locations. 4-pack sandwiches for 1933, which was the year that the Primanti Brothers started. All month long, 4 sandwiches, 1933. It's a hell of a deal. Get out there and get yours. For the two dumb Yinzers, I want to say thank you, everybody, for checking us out. We appreciate each and every one of you. For Derpy, Mike, myself, the two dumb Yinzers, everyone have a great day.